We are kicking off today with WWE, as 2025 is set to be a huge year for the company, with Raw's move to Netflix and John Cena's farewell, but there could also be massive changes for the roster of all three brands. PW Insider reports that there's strong speculation in WWE that several NXT talents will leap to the main roster by the end of 2024 or early 2025. These moves will be part of WWE's strategy to freshen the rosters ahead of the move to Netflix, but it won't just be NXT superstars moving around. It's also reported that for about a month, there's been talk among talent that a WWE draft is coming, though WWE has yet to confirm their annual roster shakeup. With that said, the idea is reportedly being discussed as part of WWE's larger plans to reposition talent across Raw, Smackdown, and NXT, and if a draft happens, it'll likely occur in early 2025. On the latest Smackdown, Chad Gable was with American Made and shared that WWE's transfer window was opening and that he'd spoken to Nick Aldis about a potential move. On commentary, Michael Cole confirmed news about the transfer window, adding that WWE is actively shuffling talent in preparation for the Netflix move. With a draft and call-ups remaining unconfirmed at this time, the moves would signal WWE's commitment to shaking the rosters up ahead of what'll be a monumental 12 months. Fans are eagerly awaiting to see which NXT standouts could be on the main roster down the line, and whether the draft once again redefines the superstars' loyalty to their brands. But what do you think of a potential draft and NXT call-ups? Which NXT talent are you ready to see make the move to Raw and SmackDown? Let us know down in the comments. On the latest SmackDown, Kevin Owens refused to meet Michael Cole in the ring for an interview, instead demanding that the commentator interview him in his car. The setup was anything but ordinary, as Owens explained his decision to avoid going into the Target Center, citing previous run-ins with WWE security. The segment saw a blend of comedy, personality, and drama, with Owens speaking of his issues with Cody Rhodes and promising to deal with Sami Zayn returning to the bloodline in the future. Fightful Select reports that the segment was well received backstage, and the consensus among fans was similarly praising what Owens and Cole were able to accomplish. With praise from fans and officials, Owens continues to cement his place as an entertaining, versatile talent, which bodes well for him ahead of his WWE title match with Cody Rhodes this weekend. Now, Zilla Fatu, the son of the late great Umaga, has been making his mark in the world of pro wrestling, and this past week Zilla set his sights on a certain Bloodline member. At GLCW Blizzard Brawl on December 8th, Fatu defeated Joey Avalon and, after the match, stared directly into a camera and asked Solo, "Where you at, Solo?" in a shot at Solo Sikoa. As if to make his point clear, Fatu then threw up a one-finger salute in homage to the Bloodline and even delivered a yeet in honor of Jey Uso that the crowd loved to see. A clip of Fatu calling out Sikoa has already been making the rounds on social media, with fans wanting Fatu in WWE, including one fan who said they are patiently waiting for him to join. Fatu has hardly kept coy about wanting to join WWE and align himself with the OG Bloodline, sharing in a recent interview that he doesn't appreciate Solo using his father's Samoan spike. Regardless, Fatu is loyal to his roots and paying respect to their legacy on the independent scene, and can be found appearing for House of Glory and Reality of Wrestling. With Booker T publicly endorsing Fatu joining WWE, even vowing to help him get there, fans are excited to see him make the move, which may not be a question of if, but when. What do you think of Zilla Fatu calling out Solo Sikoa? Is this a match you want to see in WWE? Share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. In 2019, the Lucha Bros joined AEW, where they are former tag team and trios champions, but in recent days, a lot has come out about their time in the promotion. Penta has parted ways with AEW, and his profile has been removed from the company's website, and while Rey Fenix is still there, he may have been the victim of injustice. In a report from Sportskeeda's Dr. Chris Featherstone, it is alleged that there has been some real issues going on that'll soon come into the public eye. He said, "I received information from an AEW source on November 20th regarding the Lucha Brothers status, but did not report it as I was waiting for one of them to begin speaking their mind about the situation. I was told that was coming. I was also told that day Penta's contract was soon ending with AEW. Rey Fenix did just that, spoke his mind, so here is some intel I received. The alleged excuse that Tony Khan found out about the Lucha Brothers being in talks with WWE is fake news, and the real reason will be revealed. There is a real story behind the situation with Rey Fenix, which is a huge injustice. Expect the Lucha Brothers to go more in depth about their time in AEW when they are free and clear to do so, and when they do, it is going to be ugly. Phoenix has seen injury time tacked onto his contract with AEW, keeping him from working with Penta outside the company for the time being, and Ray has been sharing cryptic posts online. Over last weekend, Phoenix tweeted, "No one stays in a place where they received inhumane treatment," and in a separate tweet added, "I will have my chance to speak the truth." Phoenix hasn't wrestled for AEW since July, and with questions circulating about his relationship with the company, fans may get to learn the huge injustice of his situation very soon. In WWE, there is an ongoing whodunit as fans try and figure out who took out Jade Cargill, costing the Storm her place in the Women's US title tournament, as well as in War Games. Bianca Belair has been on the case, looking to find out who attacked her tag team partner, but now the EST of WWE has been accused of being the attacker. On Twitter, Chelsea Green suggested that Bianca herself attacked Cargill, though didn't give a reason for why Belair would attack her own tag team partner. Belair abandoned her Women's US title first-round match when footage of Jade was shared on the screen, though it's possible she attacked Cargill before the match had begun. In the meantime, Green is in the US title tournament and will face Bayley this week. And who do you think was the one who attacked Jade Cargill? Give your predictions down below. On the debut episode of AEW Dynamite in October 2019, Jake Hager made his debut and immediately aligned with Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle. In May of this year, Hager's time with AEW ended as he opted not to re-sign with the company, and now the former WWE World Champion has made a huge claim against Tony Khan. In an interview with News 4 Jax, the local station, Hager reflected on working with Jericho, who was the one who assured he had a role in AEW. Hager explained, "It was awesome. Chris Jericho is the greatest of all time. Yeah, one of my favorites. For him to bring me in and say I'm his guy, I mean, what a compliment. Tony didn't want me there, but Chris said he wanted me there, and it was awesome." This isn't Hager's first bold claim against Khan since exiting AEW, as he has previously claimed, without proof, that Tony Khan threatened his job due to his political beliefs. Hager went as far as to claim that the billionaire Khan is a communist, and while Hager has competed a handful of times post-AEW, don't expect him to ever work with Khan again. What are your thoughts on Jake Hager's claims about Tony Khan? Do you think Hager's departure was inevitable, or was he unfairly targeted? Let us know down below. As we mentioned, Penta El Cero Miedo has parted ways with AEW and is currently a free agent, but it didn't take him long to make a dramatic return to AAA. Mere days after news of his AEW departure was confirmed, Penta was a part of the latest tapings of Lucha Libre AAA, where he earned a huge ovation from the fans. Penta debuted in AAA in 2010 and left in 2017, unhappy with his position, but returned the following year and would compete sporadically for the promotion until 2023. Clips of Penta's return to AAA has ignited speculation as to whether this is a fully fledged return to the promotion or just a brief stop on his journey as a free agent. Whatever the case may be, Penta thrilled fans at the taping, though fans will have to wait until 2025 to see him and Ray Phoenix team again, whether in AAA or another company. Over to AEW Collision, as the latest show saw the Continental Classic continue, and one of the company's top champions take a surprising pinfall defeat. On the show, TNT champion Daniel Garcia competed against Mark Briscoe in a Blue League match, but it was Briscoe who got the win and the 3 points. Before the match, the two delivered promos on each other backstage, and the match started with a series of hard-hitting moves, with Briscoe even kicking out of a pile driver. Mark fought back with a froggy bow, but that only got a 2 count, as did Garcia's pinfall attempt after hitting Mark with a jackknife cradle. In the end, Briscoe got the win with a cutthroat driver to end a great match and earn himself 3 coveted points in the Blue League. The last time fans saw Charlotte Flair in a WWE ring, it was last December when she faced Asuka on Smackdown and suffered a serious knee injury that's kept her out ever since. The injury forced Flair to miss several major events, including missing only her second WrestleMania since being called to the main roster in 2015. In January, Flair underwent surgery and has kept fans updated on her recovery ever since, and this past weekend, the Queen shared a photo from a training session. Flair was at the Flatbacks Wrestling School, which is run by Tyler Breeze and Sean Spears, and was seen with Breeze, Spears, Kiana James, and TNA's Lei Ying Lee. Like Flair, James has been missing from TV, as after being drafted to Raw this year, she hasn't been seen since June and has only competed twice since being called up. In September, it was reported that she'd suffered a leg injury of her own, one that would keep her out for 6 months, but there's been no updates on her condition since then. As for Flair, WWE reportedly has major plans for her at WrestleMania 41, but that hinges on her being cleared to wrestle, but judging by her updates, it may not be long before she's back on TV. Are you excited at the prospect of Flair wrestling again? Who would you like to see the former women's champion face when she's back? Give your dream opponents for Flair down below. Now, a monumental piece of wrestling history has shattered records and set a new benchmark for collectors. A 1982 Wrestling All-Stars Hulk Hogan card, graded PSA Mint 9, recently sold for an extraordinary $132,000 at auction, claiming the title of the most expensive wrestling card ever sold. Hailing from the iconic Series A set of 1982, this card captures Hulk Hogan on the brink of superstardom just before his transformation into a global wrestling phenomenon. Praised by Heritage Auctions as a vibrant, high-grade gem, the card features immaculate centering, razor-sharp corners, and pristine, unblemished borders. According to the PSA Pop Report, only 17 out of 435 known examples have achieved this prestigious Mint 9 grade, with none rated higher. Even in retirement, Hulk Hogan's legendary status keeps his memorabilia in soaring demand. This card immortalizes the Hulkster at a pivotal moment in his career, just before joining Vince McMahon's WWF in 1983. Hogan would soon headline WrestleMania, clash with titans like Andre the Giant, and cement his place as both a wrestling legend and cultural icon. This record-breaking sale underscores the booming interest in vintage wrestling collectibles and reaffirms Hulk Hogan's legacy as an enduring symbol of professional wrestling excellence. Now, Ethan Page has made waves since his debut in NXT earlier this year, but fans are already buzzing about whether he's destined for a main roster call-up. Addressing the speculation, Page recently opened up about his aspirations during an interview with The Takedown on Sports Illustrated. For Page, the motivation is clear: building a better future for his family. At 35, he feels the need to earn quickly to support his 2 kids and wife. Page stated that he is focused on making sure his family is taken care of, and for that, he might have to face people like CM Punk. Page made it clear he was willing to be a special guest referee if Punk needed one. I mean, it looks like whatever is going to put the most amount of money in my pocket. I'm 35. I gotta stack that cash up quick. I got 2 kids, hot Colombian wife. I'm just trying to make sure everyone's happy and taken care of. So for that to happen, I probably gotta brush shoulders with guys like Punk who screwed me. So if he needs a special guest referee, I'm pretty special. I'd love to return the favor. The NXT standout also reflected on his personal connections and dream opponents. Page spoke fondly of his history with Cody Rhodes and expressed a strong desire to face him in the ring. He called Randy Orton one of his childhood heroes and admitted he'd relish the chance to square off with the Viper someday. And when it comes to the biggest names, Page didn't hold back. He wants a match against John Cena, ideally at the Royal Rumble, with WrestleMania aspirations not far behind. Adding to his ambitious wish list, Page set his sights on the Elimination Chamber in Toronto next year, eager to shine on the grandest stages WWE has to offer. What do you think? Is Ethan Page ready for the main roster spotlight in 2024? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. On last week's WWE NXT, Eric Bischoff appeared for the Silver Brand as part of a segment hyping up the Trick Williams vs. Ridge Holland match for NXT Deadline. Bischoff's arrival brought a lot of intrigue and excitement to the show, with fans curious to see what the Hall of Famer would do, with some eager to see more of Eazy-E in NXT. On Busted Open Radio, Bischoff discussed what he misses most in wrestling and gushed about being able to help talent. He said, "It really would be working with talent. I love the process of taking someone who is struggling with backstage promos or in-ring work and teaching them how to get comfortable. It's about overcoming the nerves and learning how to communicate effectively in those situations. Even back in TNA, I loved sitting around a table where someone might raise their hand and say, 'What if we do this?' Then someone else says, 'That's interesting, but what if we did that and added this?' Suddenly, you're building something right before your eyes. That energy is incredible when you have the right people in the room." Given his desire to help talent, Bischoff was asked about a potential future role in NXT, and while he's curious, he doesn't see a role in his future. He explained, "Realistically, no. I mean, it's something I wish I could do in a way, but I love where I live, and I'm not a big fan of traveling. If there's anything I'd be passionate about, though, it would be working with talent. But like I said, I'm happy where I'm at, man." While Bischoff won't commit to an NXT role yet, his appearance this week has left fans wondering what the future could bring, as Bischoff has plenty of wisdom to share. Do you think Bischoff would be a good fit alongside Shawn Michaels and the other legends working in NXT? Share your thoughts down in the comments section. Former AEW star Luchasaurus, now competing under the name Killswitch, is facing a grueling fight in his recovery from severe pneumonia, which has sidelined him for months. According to Sean Ross Sapp on the latest Fightful Select Q&A podcast, the former AEW TNT champion is nowhere near to return to the ring, with his path back to action remaining uncertain. Luchasaurus' health took a serious turn in September when he collapsed at home due to critically low blood oxygen levels below 80%. While early reports suggested a swift recovery, his condition has since worsened due to complications, including calcification in a heart valve and issues with iron production. These setbacks have significantly delayed his progress. Doctors have kept him on oxygen support for weeks, focusing on rebuilding his physical strength as a priority. Medical professionals remain cautiously optimistic that Luchasaurus will recover enough to wrestle again, but a return is far from guaranteed. Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer Live echoed these sentiments, warning that while the situation isn't definitively career-ending, the severity of his complications leaves that possibility open. Though Luchasaurus has yet to address his condition publicly, fans continue to rally behind the fan-favorite star, sending messages of encouragement as he navigates this uphill battle. What's your take on Luchasaurus' challenging recovery and uncertain future in wrestling? Let us know in the comments below. Big Bill's inspiring journey of resilience and redemption has reached a heartwarming milestone as he and AEW personality Lexy Nair have officially tied the knot. The joyous occasion marks a new chapter in their lives, filled with love and promise. Lexy shared the exciting news on her Instagram story, giving fans a glimpse of their magical day through heartfelt photos and videos. Since their engagement in December 2022 in New York City, fans have eagerly anticipated this moment, and it did not disappoint. The intimate ceremony radiated elegance and love, with Big Bill and Lexy looking stunning as they exchanged vows. The celebration was capped off with a tender dance, symbolizing their unity and shared future as husband and wife. Congratulations to Big Bill and Lexy Nair as they embark on this beautiful journey together, proving that love and resilience can lead to extraordinary new beginnings. And we're ending with WWE, as at Survivor Series War Games, CM Punk and Roman Reigns were at odds in their team's holding cell, with Reigns stopping Punk from entering when he wanted to. The moment of Reigns blocking Punk quickly became a meme online, and this week the Pittsburgh Steelers decided to get in on the fun. After the team defeated the Cleveland Browns, the Steelers shared the image of Reigns blocking Punk and added the caption, "Acknowledge us," with a bloodline salute for good measure. Roman Reigns is a tour de force in WWE, and the Steelers have acknowledged their tribal chief in a moment that shows how the OTC's appeal extends far beyond pro wrestling.